Hello everybody, welcome to our weekly live streamed Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. We stream our sessions live on YouTube, beginning at 9 p.m. Central Time every Sunday evening. Catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube page, as well as weekly session write-ups on my blog at roguewatson.com. I'm Eric Watson, your Dungeon Master, and you can follow me on Twitter at RogueWatson. I'm joined by my awesome players, as always. Chris, playing Kalinar, the Gold Dragonborn Paladin. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Eric.
Heather, playing Miri, the Human Monk. Greetings, Heather.
Greetings, dear one.
Raymond, playing Kethra, the Half-Elf Rogue. Hail, Raymond.
Hail to you, too.
And Reese, playing the Human Wizard. Howdy, Reese.
Howdy doody.
For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For video sharing, we use Google Hangouts. For broadcasting and streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software. And for greeting my players, I always use a different term. At this point, I will recap last week's session, unless any of you want to step in and do the recap. Doing a good enough job can earn your character a point of inspiration.
No takers.
Yeah, it's like
Who wants to recap,
count to 5
like,
in my
a bunch
head
of
and then
dialogue?
go. I know, yeah, this is kind of a weird one. Last session was a lot of talking. So, previously on Princes of the Apocalypse, our heroes arrived in Westbridge, where they learned of more missing persons in the valley, a pair of teenage siblings abducted by raiders, and a dwarf prospector in the Somber Hills. Move you guys over to the valley map. The party finally made it to the Somber Hills, and the long road wound through the western hills on its way to Red Larch. A group of highwaymen disguised themselves as a private security force, demanding payment for their services. Our heroes were willing to pay them a fraction of their fee, but the bandits' greed toward the contents of their wagon drove them to attack. Even with the help of their stone-armored backup, they were defeated. Red Larch was busy responding to a terrible earthquake that shook that valley, which nearly trapped the party in a landslide in the hills. Sister Garely was immediately put to work helping the Elf-Faith Shrine heal the wounded, while Lemura, a cleric of Soon, told the players of their problems, the strange weather, the cloaked knights flying out of a nearby tower to the east, and a missing delegation. Red Larch. The party sought more information from Meg Latarnlar, a local Lord's Alliance contact. She explained that a large, important delegation had recently gone missing within the Desserin Valley, including several notable diplomats. These 3 diplomats must be recovered to ensure political stability in the Sword Coast. Talus was also directed to a Harper contact, a squirrely merchant that showed him an ancient dwarven book that was supposed to be in possession of a sage from that same delegation. He explained that he'd bought it from a merchant that purchased it in Womford. The Harpers wanted the sage and his books recovered. The party retired at the Swinging Sword Inn. Innkeeper Kaelessa confirmed the odd weather patterns in the area and mentioned a few shifty townsfolk amongst the town elders. A traveling priest had confirmed that he saw the delegation in Beliard and was surprised they hadn't arrived in Red Larch yet. A well-guarded group of that size and importance simply doesn't vanish, but this valley has a foreboding evil that our heroes will soon discover. That's my nice little lead-in.
Is that foreshadowing?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot to charge you guys for your inn stays. The one in Tribor was free because you had the hookup with the Harper contact. But I do need to charge you for Westbridge and the one you just took in Red Larch. It is only a single gold piece per stay. So you guys did those 2 stays. So please deduct 2 gold pieces from your massive wealth that you have no doubt accumulated by now.
I brought down my weight total by 0.04 pounds.
There you go. You feel lighter already.
I'm so encumbered. All this gold.
Keeping track of the bookkeeping, that's what I do. So yeah, you guys did benefit from a long rest, so I assume you have done all your chargings and rollings for things you need to roll for and all that good stuff. And as you guys come down, kind of in the morning, just to eat your complimentary continental breakfast of bran muffins.
Right, yeah. Is there fruit? Is there bananas?
There's a small fruit basket. The innkeeper actually kind of holds up her hand and kind of walks over to you guys and says, "Hey, I have a note for you guys that was left here last night." And it's like a folded note that's folded over. You can't tell if she's actually read it or not, but when you read it, the inside says, written in common, although it is not very well spelled. It says, "Have answers if you have gold. The Helm, noon."
Answers. Answers to what? I don't like your riddles, lady.
I think he said this was a sign.
Say again?
Are you talking to a sign?
Oh, is it on a sign? I thought this was a note she handed us.
It's a note she handed you, yeah.
Okay. Who gave this to you, madam?
Oh, it was that halfling that was in here last night. Oh, what's his name? Stan Thistlehair. Yes, I think he works at one of those shops here in town. Nice sort, kind of keeps to himself, but he was acting real nervous and strange, and just eyeing you folks like crazy, as if you were just walking on water in here. And passed me this note last night like he was all a secret spy or something. I don't know what he's up to.
Interesting. What, the Stan works, he's just a shopkeeper in town?
Oh, no, he's, he works at a, oh dear, one of these repair shops, I believe.
The Helm?
Oh, no, he doesn't work at the Helm. He's not a server, he's, I think he works on wagons.
So, the storage facility? Bethender's, maybe?
She shrugs and says, "I'm sorry, I can't quite recall."
Hmm.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
need gold to help jog your memory?
She smiles and says, "No, no."
Alright, when does it say we need to meet him again?
Noon.
Noon. Where at?
The Helm.
The Helm, okay. Noon at the Helm. What is the Helm, by the way? Helm at high sun?
That is what looks like from the outside at the local tavern.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Us meeting him there at noon. How appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very well.
if you guys want to just advance time, that's fine, unless you want to do to any other places or buy anything that you need to buy. Otherwise, you can click the end turn button until you come to the Helm.
maybe we go to the Helm a little bit early, just so we can look around a little bit and see what.
Okay.
'Cause I don't think we've been in there yet.
No, I believe not.
So let's go like an hour early. Have lunch.
Cool. You guys putter around town. You hear a lot more talk, just kind of keeping your eye to the streets and whatever. About the missing delegation is definitely the talk. It is like trending on Twitter in this town. Like, it is all over the place. Everybody's talking about this famous large group that has just disappeared and is supposed to come from Red Larch, and a lot of the like merchants and stuff were like, not quite Super Bowl Sunday, but like, kind of gearing up for this like large,
Right.
like noble and wealthy people to come in, and them not showing up is kind of putting everybody on edge. So definitely the talk of the town, as well as the weather patterns and the big earthquake that happened yesterday with all the injuries and stuff. So there's a lot going on in town that you guys are hearing about, but no actionable information beyond what you learned yesterday, which I believe, hopefully you guys have been keeping track of the clues. But the two major clues you should have now are that it was last seen in Belliard, and where the Harper guy bought the book from, or where he bought the guy who bought the book from.
Now, remind me, they were supposed to go from Belliard to the Summit Hall. They never showed up at the Summit Hall, right?
As far as everybody knows, yes.
Okay.
Nobody has heard anything
So
from
they're-
Summit Hall, essentially.
Okay. So they're
Where that one
so
you go buy the book from?
Womford.
Womford?
Yeah. Wait, you guys
But were
have
they
the
gonna
map in
come
your
that way?
handouts?
I do. I'm looking at it. Were they
Okay.
supposed to go from Belliard to Summit Hall down to Womford? Or were they turning around and going back through Belliard down to Red Larch?
You guys don't know that information yet specifically, but more than likely they would probably go south and then
Through
go up to Red
Womford.
Larch.
And back through, okay. Okay.
Alright, so the Helm. Go to mine. I really like this book and this adventure, but it is organized terribly. I'm having to. I should do the sticky note thing. It is kind of all over the place.
You used to make fun of my sticky notes, and now you love them.
I know.
I need the sticky notes.
I hate how they make the book look, but I like it when I need them. Right across the long road from the Swinging Sword Inn stands a ramshackle two-story tavern. Rusty metal grills cover its small, dirty windows. The tavern's name is very clearly printed in large, simple letters on both sides of a jutting wooden sign. Atop the sign is a rusting, oversized adornment, a warrior's bucket helm with 2 eye slits. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be an upside-down washtub. Inside, you see that there's a... it looks suitably dirty and dingy. There's an open tread wooden staircase that climbs to an upper floor. Across the back of the tap room is a long bar with 3 copper candle lanterns hanging over it and a stair leading down to the cellars. There are several employees still appear to be cleaning up last night's mess. They give your party a good look over, then go back to their duties. You suspect the bar is usually quite busy at peak hours, but nearly empty right now. Of note, you see a large female half-orc dressed in a fighter's splint mail drinking at the bar and eyeing you curiously. A bleary-eyed older man dressed like a shepherd is talking excitedly to the bored workers around him. You specifically hear him mentioning the tower in the east, and you pick up the phrase shallow graves. Finally, you notice an anxious halfling fidgeting in the corner over an untouched mug. He acknowledges your glance, then tries to appear painfully nonchalant. So this description is my way of like lighting up important like things that you could do.
Right. Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm immediately just going to stride right towards the halfling though and sit across from him. So you're early, halfling.
Okay, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I would like
Sighing
to see if
heavily.
there's
Not all of
any
us
coin
answer at
purse.
once.
I'd like to see if there's any coin purse laying about.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I guess I'll follow behind Talus. Or not Talus, but Kalidar, and I'm going to listen to the other conversation that the one guy is having about the tower in the east.
I'm gonna sit down near Kalinar to make sure he doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
Kethra, roll for perception.
Mm.
You do not see any available cut purses, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, so you said you're early. The halfling kind of looks, tries to compose himself as this kind of group descends around him. He says, hey, yeah, sorry, I've actually been here all morning. I had to work up a little liquid courage, you know? And he kind of sloshes a mug that's looks quite full at the moment, and he still hasn't touched it as far as you've seen. He says, look, I'm glad you came. I heard you asking questions with Kay over at the inn. His eyes dart around dramatically. I think I might know something about our town elders. He sits up straight and looks each of you in the eye, but You know, knowledge like that ain't free. 20 gold, and I'll tell you what I know.
Kalinar kind of scowls at him a little bit and says, the negotiation for the price of a piece of information happens after that information is given, not before, sir.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
He appears to kind of settle back down into his chair a bit, scrunches over, kind of nods solemnly, and he says, yeah, sure, I'm kind of new at this kind of thing, so you'll begging my pardon. Well, you'll pay me after you hear this information for sure. I think it's good stuff. So listen. He leans over. I work over at Wolver's Wagon Works, right here in the middle of town. It's a shit job for shit heels like me, but it's honest work. They don't mind a little of the BYOB policy. He takes a little swig, and then his face gets serious. I've had to work late a few nights this last week, and sometimes when I'm punching out, I notice a group of robed figures coming in the back way. Now, it ain't normally my business, but I did recognize my boss, Wolver, in one of them robes. I followed him one time after I had a bit too much. They all shuffled into a cellar door out in the backyard and locked it behind them. It seems suspicious as hell to me, and Wolver's been a bit more of a hard-ass than usual of late. I mean, I don't know if it means nothing, but with you folks coming in here asking questions and them acting all suspicious like, that's my information. He kind of like nervously like reaches his palm out and kind of raises his eyebrows. Like
you
a half
recognized
grin.
your boss Wolver. Did you recognize any others in the group? Because you specifically mentioned the town elders.
Yeah, he takes his hand and like strokes his little beard. Says, yeah. Come to think of it, I recognized Meliko. She runs the quarry up in the northwest corner of town. And to check my notes on who else I mentioned. And that's LaRuth. And he owns the tannery. Basically, our elders are kind of the ones that run this town and made up of a lot of our prominent business owners. And when I started recognizing a few of them, well, it just looked like that might be the whole council. I can't imagine them. Maybe they got some kind of a little card table down there or something. I don't know, but it seemed weird to me.
It's worth investigating at the very least.
Oh, yeah, sure is. And worth a bit of coin, too, yeah?
Kalinar says, yes, this information could prove actionable. What you said, 20 gold, you said?
Yeah, 20 gold.
The general process for actionable intelligence on crimes are thus, and Kalinar slams 10 gold on the table. 10 now, 10 if that the intelligence proves the existence of a crime. Acceptable?
He appears to only half hear you as soon as the money hits the table, and he kind of stares at it wide-eyed. And he looks up and says, yeah, that'll be... That sounds more than fair. And he kind of greedily, like, swabs all the gold as if he just won, like, a big hand at poker. Like, curls it up and says, listen, I appreciate it, and I hope you folks can do something about that, but hey, we never met or nothing, right? Like, I still like my job. I don't need this coming back to me.
Of course, sir.
I'm sure Kalinar will never lie.
You, if is required, you will be needed to testify to what you saw. However, that will not come until later. We don't yet know if there's anything to testify to.
And you're just going to be testifying to Kalinar. Don't worry about it.
He appears
It'll just be
crestfallen. All right, I'm gonna get back to work now. I'm taking about a really long lunch break. Kind of
Fairly well. Keep your eyes open, sir.
he nods at all of you, and kind of a portly man comes by and glares at all of you, and the halfling flips him a coin. The man kind of catches it in midair, does a little clung on his teeth, kind of nods and walks off.
Wonder how much the smile would cost.
Give me a big old smile. A coin. Alright. Cellar behind the wagon place in the middle of town.
Alright. I'm going to go up to the half-orc.
Okay. The half-orc has wicked scars on every visible part of her body, and you see a smile that looks hungry. Her eyes lock onto you, and you get that awkward feeling of being undressed. She slaps a bar stool next to her and says, "Hello there, handsome. Come to drink with Zoma. Come give us a sit, and we'll swap war stories. Maybe a bit more than that, eh?"
Sounds like a good time, Soma.
Callus is down.
Threw up a little bit in her mouth.
Miri's gonna just walk away and join the other group talking about the tower in the east.
Says, so where you come from?
From the north, right?
You can tell whatever you want.
Pepper whispers, "Don't give away real information."
Phandalin is to the northwest, so you could say either north or west.
We just came in from the north.
Don't let her know who you really are.
Tell her your name is Kalinar.
Alright.
Says, yeah, you look like you folks have been on the road for a while. I just came from Belliard myself. Was a caravan guard. Just arrived, came through West Bridge and arrived in Red Larch 2 days ago. Caravan kept going south, but I decided I'd put out my feet and spend a bit of my coin here in Red Larch. Might look for some fine man-ass, too.
Here at Red Larch. Alright.
That's right, I love me a good farmer boy. Get that skinny ass.
Oh dear.
Well, I suppose this is as good as place as any for some of that farm ass.
I don't know how to handle this right now.
Kalinar over the corner. You're not talking about sodomy, are you?
Sodomy against
Not
Tier's
yet,
justice.
Kalinar.
Which caravan were you with?
It was a group from Yartar. They were transporting goods down to West Bridge. Got in a bit of trouble in Belliard. Ended up getting into a little brawl with that number of guards from some big, well-armored caravan. They actually had to throw me in the drunk tank afterwards, but they must have been professionals, because they hit a lot harder than most brawl fights.
You're put in the drunk tank after a fight?
Yeah, but it couldn't really hold me.
Oh, I guess you weren't drunk at the time, huh?
Where was the group heading that you fought with?
Believe they were trying to head south. Had some big hoity-toity group with them. None of them came into the bar. It was just the guards.
How many were there of this hoity-toity brigade?
Oh, they filled up the whole tavern there in Yartar. Probably, I'm not so good with numbers, but at least more than my hands.
I see.
Believe they were heading south on the Desserin Road. My group headed west toward Westbridge.
What have you heard about their disappearance?
Disappearance? I didn't hear none about that. Mostly just been looking for man-ass.
Can't handle when you say man ass in that voice.
It's so disconcerting.
She turns to Talos and says, "What say you and I get out of here?"
It's the middle of the afternoon, Towns.
Kalinar's clucking his tongue back there.
Talos looks like he's thinking it over, but he's not really.
Giving her the
Another
soft
time,
no.
perhaps.
Soft.
As you get up, she reaches out with a large hand and just slaps you very firmly on the behind. Says, "I'll be seeing you around there."
I'm sure you will, madam. Thank you for the compliment.
Takes it all in stride.
I'll be right back.
Tell said, go take care of something.
I feel so uncomfortable right now.
Should try the rest of us.
Equally uncomfortable.
Alright, so the last conversation is the old man talking about the tower in the east.
Yes, in the shallow graves.
Miri is already in that conversation, but I'm going to slowly approach that conversation as well.
Okay. You come up and you see an old man who like it's just like kind of cleaning staff that are like around him. There don't even appear to be any actual like people because like the bar is still pretty empty, and they're just kind of like half paying him attention. Like they're just there working and happen to be listening. And he's like enthusiastically talking as if they were like a rapt audience. When he sees you come over, his attention completely focuses on you all. He says, "Well, hey folks, welcome to Red Larch. Name's Lars Greenboot. Talk of the bar last night was all about the heroes from the West. Was hoping to catch y'all last night. Good thing I stuck around to this morning." He leans in and his breath just reeks of alcohol. Says, "Listen up. There's a vale nearby I goes to graze my sheeps. Just a few days ago I was returning here to town and found a most unnerving sight on my way. Several shallow graves. Graves are only a few miles south of the spire, so I steered clear of them. And they weren't there last week. No folks is missing from town as far as I know. Only missing folks I heard of was that fancy diplomatic entourage, and, well, I thought y'all should know about it." He beams proudly.
Interesting. These graves, there were no markers or
No,
anything of
sir.
note.
They just looked like mounds of dirt, but they were suspiciously lined up, and, well, they were man-sized mounds of dirt.
How many were there?
Oh, crap, I looked that up.
More than your hands.
Are you wanting a piece of Talus as well?
Everybody wants a
He's
piece
back.
of Talus.
I'm back.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 4.
4. Okay.
Four of them. That's right, 4.
Did you see anything else strange around the graves?
I didn't.
Oh, what's going on right now?
Some old man is a shepherd, and he saw 4 shallow graves that just appeared overnight near the eastern tower. No markers or anything, just mounds of dirt.
He mentioned he didn't like to stick around, but he did find what looked like maybe even a scuffle or a battle, like a few kind of broken bits of metal. He actually found 1 or 2 broken arrows, and like some rags and tatters and things like spread around, like enough to where it wouldn't just be like, random garbage. But he did mention specifically he did not want to stick around and investigate.
Interesting. Well, two questions. One, what is that eastern tower for exactly?
He kind of shrugs and say, I believe it's some kind of group of Waterdeep nobility. They operate out of that tower. It's some kind of I don't know. He basically tries to explain it's like a fraternity for like aerial enthusiasts.
Ariel?
And yes, like
Yeah, 'cause we saw those like flying dragon things go over there.
Oh. People trying to master flight. Okay.
he says he's never had any kind of run-ins with any of them. So
Have you seen them attempting their flight before?
he says he's seen them flying. He's seen figures flying to and from the top of the spire, as well as the giant birds that they use.
Okay. Interesting. People missing from town. Do you know them?
No, he said he specifically said that he didn't think there were any people missing from town, which is why he found
Oh,
the
didn't
shallow.
think there were any.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he said the only people he knew were missing were that
Right.
the delegation, which was the talk of the town. Yeah.
Right. Certainly not enough graves for it to be that. Very interesting, sir. We will investigate and see if there's any wrongdoing behind these graves.
He nods and kind of does the RPG equivalent of saying, I can show you on your map, and he kind of points you a general location. He can't point you to the spire directly, but he can point you to where his path to his little veil goes, and that's where the graves he found. So we can basically point you to the graves.
Okay.
And he mentions that he thinks nobody's gone near the spire from town as far as he knows, and it's like nestled in, the mountains, and it's nobody's even really sure how to get to it, but he thinks that a river right by, like a little river right by the spire, should lead up close to it if you followed it.
Okay.
At this point, an overweight short man, the same guy that came up to the halfling, practically barrels over several waitstaff and thrusts a finger into Lars's face. He says, "Now listen here, old man. You've been telling the story all night, won't shut up about it. Leave these people alone, pay your tab, and get the hell out of here." The old man kind
Who
of
might
shifts
you
his...
be, sir?
He straightens up and says, "My name's Justrin, and I'm the co-owner of this tavern. We don't need crazy folk like him spelling out and getting other people riled up.
Just all right.
What do you mean
on.
other people riled up?
People in this tavern, this establishment, last night he was spouting off about mysterious this and that out in the wherevers, scaring people after death." The old man shifts his weight apologetically and looks at all of you pleadingly and says, "Say, think you kind folk to help an old man pay his bar tab?"
What's the tab?
The angry man whips into his many pockets on his jacket and gets out a little list and leans over it and starts itemizing various bits of alcohol and then a few strange-sounding, like, taxes and, like, at least one broken chair. And then one thing that just sounds like a new, like, a couple new glasses. And by the end of it, he gets to 37 gold pieces and 8 silver.
Jesus Christ. Here's 5 gold pieces, and the old man's leaving your tavern.
Roll for persuasion.
Okay.
Kalinar is nothing but shrewd.
Nope.
The man crosses.
Not that true.
The man crosses his arms and says, "I'm sorry, 5 gold pieces. Is that? Are you trying to be funny?" The old man nearly caused a huge argument to blow up in the middle of the tavern, as everybody was boiling over with just anxiety about everything going on. Practically erupted in a bar fight. The old man says, "Now wait a minute, none of that was my fault."
Calamar gives the 5 gold pieces to the old man. The price of your time, sir. The rest of this mess is up to you.
Saying that to the old man.
Yeah.
He says, "Thank you, folks. I do appreciate it." And he kind of stands up slowly, wobbles a bit, and says, "I'm sorry about all the stories, but well, maybe these folks will be brave enough to see things out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to get back to my sheep." Starts waddling off, and the angry man just kind of fumes and looks like he turns another couple colors, shades of red. Kind of glares back at all of you and then storms off.
He is a wonderfully nice fellow.
Yep. Sounds like mismanagement of your bar to me. Let things get that out of control.
The man appears not to hear you and just keeps storming.
Alright. I am done here.
Let us leave before Kalinar changes his mind and kills somebody.
So what do we want to do? We have some information we could go look at. We could go...
What information did the orc lady give us?
that the...
He saw the delegation
Yeah, in... What town is
in
it?
Belliard.
Belliard. And she fought
No,
with them.
Yartar.
Belliard.
Oh,
She
Belliard.
came from Yartar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, we kind of already had that information, so I don't know if she, She mostly was trying to get you in the sack. So it's
Yeah, if you put out Talus, who knows what we could
yeah. Who knows what information she would have given during pillow talk?
I don't think there would have been much pillow talk.
You don't know her.
I think there might have been more crying than talking.
Talus climaxes.
I didn't mean that, but yes.
That's also true.
That is also one of his deep secrets.
We
So
can
we've got
either...
the Wagon Works place or the Spire.
Yeah, we can go dig up some graves or go investigate a cellar. What sounds like more fun?
After the evening talent fight, he might want a lot of drink too.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the cellar.
The cellar.
Miri's gonna push for the Spire.
Well, let's do the cellar after dark. Because we don't want... the owner of the Wagoneer place is presumably there during the day.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want to investigate it when he can see us going down into his secret cellar. So yeah, let's go look at the graves. Kalinar stops at a shop to buy a shovel.
Can I talk to the innkeeper again, or
Is
whoever
this
the
one
angry guy
good for
was?
digging
about-
up graves? Sorry, what were you saying? What were you saying, Reese?
Oh, can I speak to the bar owner or the guy who was angry about the old man who wanted money?
Yeah. Jestrin.
Yeah, just go up to him and say, how about I meet you halfway with what the old man owes you? That soothe your anger?
He kind of narrows his eyes and he says, what is that old man to you anyway?
What is he to you? I mean, it's not like he's the one
He's-
that started the riot. He just said some things.
He sighs and says, I guess. How much money?
How much did he owe you?
37 gold and 8 silver pieces.
Let's round up to 38. I'll give you half of that.
He seems to mull this over for a while and then finally nods and thrusts out his hand. And he takes out his paper and like crosses that off the list. He says, all right. Honestly didn't think you folks were on the up and up about these things, and I do appreciate that. Many adventurers come in here and just wreck shit up.
Well, we're not old men.
Graciously accepts the money. And you can have a point of inspiration for that.
All right.
Going out of your way to do that.
How much money is that?
18?
18?
38,
19?
so
19.
19, yeah.
I can't do math right now.
He can. He counts it out very carefully. So, Kalinar, you go and bought a shovel. However much that costs in the player's handbook. I assume you can find that.
Oh yeah, I'll find it.
Kalinar and Kethler, where did you guys? Did you guys go with Kalinar or just hanging out somewhere?
Kether decides to go with Kalinar.
Kethler and Miri.
Yeah, I'm with Kalinar.
Okay. You guys kind of waltz back to the kind of crossroads area to get your bearings. What looks like an ordinary afternoon. You see a couple kids playing kind of by a wagon over in the corner. And a second later, the children and the cart and the entire ground area suddenly slides down into a sinkhole that opens. They disappear from sight, shrieking for help.
Oh dear.
The kids?
The kids. Several townsfolk start screaming and yelling out of nearby houses and just kind of the areas in the streets as the edge of the hole starts crumbling away and creating a bigger hole and several townsfolk actually kind of fall in there. Although it's kind of a sloping like sinkhole. It's not like an instant like hole appears. And Megala actually comes out of the clothier store and says, "Children, my children, where are they? What's going on?"
Oh no. They're all in a
Great.
hole.
Yeah, Kethra points towards the sinking hole.
The sinking hole.
That giant hole? Yeah, that's where your kids are.
How deep is the hole?
This
Yeah,
is
can we get
about
close
the,
enough to this hand?
This is about the size of the hole.
Okay.
How deep?
That's the whole road.
Are you getting close to it?
Yes.
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 Edging carefully.
Yeah, edging carefully. Make a dexterity saving throw. Go ahead and all of you make it. I assume you're all getting
Okay.
close to it. Nice.
Is it
I
the
Now,
check
how
mark?
deep is the hole?
You looked at. Oh, Kalinar, that's
Wait.
not good.
I don't want to get. I don't want to get close to the hole.
Kethra is staying back away from the hole. She fears holes. It looks like it is
Remember what
about
happened last time?
30 feet down to the bottom, and Kalinar is tumbling down there.
30 feet. Holy shit.
Wait, how far with my boots thingy that I'm wearing can I fall? I know you did the math at one point. I just don't remember what it was.
I thought that was just an ability you had, the slow fall, the monk ability.
Yeah, the slow fall. Yeah. Slow fall. Reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level.
Wow. That would probably be all of it. I can imagine you take... I don't know how much the falling damage is, but...
Is there something sturdy nearby that I can tie a rope to? I would like to tie a rope to it.
I mean, yeah, there are buildings all over the place that presumably would not be falling in. It looks like for the moment it has stopped creating a bigger hole. But it looks, whatever, how much big that size is. I mean, it's pretty good size. Like, it's a street-wide sinkhole.
Let's jump.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump down since Kalinar decided to tumble.
Which, yeah, I'm following right now.
Yeah, although when you fall, so I'm going to try to do this with multiple people happening, as Kethra gets a rope and ties to it. Talus, what are you doing, actually?
I'm casting levitate on Kalinar.
Oh.
Okay. As he's falling, kind of rolling. Really, I mean, you're not falling. You're kind of rolling down like a landslide motion, essentially.
Okay.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden, you feel your body getting lighter, just lifting off the ground in a strange sensation. As you see Miri falling down, or jumping down next to you.
Kalinar has a brief sense that he's in like an Alice in Wonderland book. he's like floating. Someone is floating down next to him.
As Mary passes Kalinar on the way down, she just turns and smirks.
Don't worry, Kalinar, I have you.
Excellent,
I'll
wizard.
do-
Thank you.
Get
Set me
his
down
man
gently
ass.
if you can.
Yeah, Kalinar, you're still going. I guess you're still going down, but you're just now being a controlled like down, and then Miri
Right.
just kind of jumped down. So a dark chamber is about 30 feet below the level of the ground. It looks larger than the hole and extends into darkness on all sides. A heap of loose earth is piled in the middle, so it's kind of a natural like things fell down. The children who first fell in are sitting on the mound of earth, coughing in the dust and sobbing with fright, as well as several townsfolk. Nobody appears to actually be seriously injured. It's just kind of everybody's really dirty and like it's like this just natural soft earth cave-in, basically.
Okay.
More townsfolk hurry up from all sides, staying clear of the edge. Among them are several people who are actually acting a bit strangely and are trying to pull people, naturally a lot of people are pulling other people away from the edge, but at least one or two figures are saying, please get back, we'll tend to this matter, don't worry about all this, the children won't be harmed down there, but nobody go down there, please, stay back. And while some folks are saying that, others are kind of looking at them bewildered and helping like Kethra with the rope and attempting to get more ropes to help other people get out.
I'm going to throw my rope at Kalinar, because otherwise he's just going to keep floating up.
No, I'm going down.
Yeah.
Talus is setting me down, and since I've got my boots of jump. I was looking up jumping here. Kalmar is gonna just yell at all the children very sternly, "Children to me!" like he's commanding a bunch of soldiers in battle.
Right.
I was going to suggest to Kalinar to pick up some children so I could levitate them all out.
There you go. That's also a good idea.
The children appear very frightened and worried, and there's at least one or two adult townsfolk that also kind of look at you all like they look at just. I mean, people see magic, but maybe not necessarily happening all at once with the sinkhole happening with Kalinar floating down like an angelic dragon figure, and then this monk graciously slow falling Matrix style into the earth. They all look very shocked. The children bounce back a little faster, and at least one of them runs over to what looks to be their parent, and then the parent kind of looks up at Kalinar questioningly.
Mary's gonna walk over and say it's all right, and to head to the Dragonborn. That will help get them out of the hole.
I can get the children out shortly.
Light shaft on him, and he's got his arms out, except he just looks like this dragon person. They all huddle around. How much can you carry?
That's a great question.
Oh.
Or your
Yeah,
levitate?
levitate spell.
I can carry up to 500 pounds.
Yeah, what is the... I guess it's in my inventory
Look
somewhere.
under inventory.
And then Kalinar's
Under
got the
weight.
boots.
Carrying max 270. Push, drag, lift. I can lift up to 540 pounds if I'm just lifting it.
You might
Well,
have to
I mean,
take.
there's hanging
I can
on
lift
you.
570.
Really? That isn't... Oh, yeah.
He's got
You
those
got the stupid
gauntlets of
gauntlets.
overstrength.
Don't,
Yeah.
Dad, don't try to compare your magically enhanced strength to my natural dragon arms.
Natural dragon arms. He's feeling inadequate now.
All
So
right,
yeah,
I-
you guys
I
might have to
told
take
her-
some shifts.
Well, we don't even need to do that. Talus is just going to be able to lift me, so as long as the kids can hold on to me. So I'm just going to grab a child in each arm, the younger ones who I presume can't, hold on to things.
The more delicious ones.
Are there any over the age of, 7 or 8?
They kind of run the age group from probably 5
Alright.
to 10.
How many are there exactly?
There's 4 kids.
Okay, I can
There's
probably...
4 kids and 2 adults down there.
I put the youngest one on my shoulders, the smallest one.
Watch out for the spikes.
I grab the two next oldest ones in my arms, and I tell the oldest one to put his arms around my neck.
At this point, one of the adults says, "It's all right. Just pretend he's that statue you all climb on in town." And they kind of grapple all around you.
I look up. Talus, if you would.
Talus shoots all of them up in the air. Way too hard.
Full speed.
Into space.
Goodbye.
This is how the Iron Giant should have ended. Shooting off into space with children.
So yeah, I'll just lift them gently out of the hole and onto a safe patch of ground.
Excellent. Yeah, while you're coming back up, there are some more figures that are still attempting to keep other people back, and you make out the words, "This isn't to be discussed in front of strangers." Somebody else says, "The Delvers must not be angered. The stones can't be moved."
As soon as Kalinar puts the children down, he just yells to everyone, "This is now an active crime scene. All those who have information, come to me now."
Oh man.
Miri, if you're still down there, you do see that this chamber, it's still dark. You don't have a light source unless you want to use a torch. But you notice this chamber down here is huge and appears to go on in every direction.
Yeah, since Kethra threw the rope down, I guess the adults are climbing out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not like a sheer cliff; it's a sinkhole. Like it's you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
easily kind of climb your way out with some help.
I want to light a torch and look around.
Okay. You notice that this wide, let's see where am I? This wide, irregularly shaped cavern has a floor of smooth bedrock. Damp dirt and stone with tree roots protruding here and there make up the walls. When you explore a bit more, you see that a 5-foot wide tunnel leads off to the north. In a stone slab, a door with a rusty pull ring stands to the east. By the stone door, a couple well-used cloaks and a water skin are on the floor. So there's a tunnel to the north and a stone door to the east.
Hmm.
You must gather your party if you wish to venture forth.
Um. So I guess I will head back to where the rope is and call out for everyone. To let them know that there is a tunnel to the north and a questionable door to the east.
Okay.
It does look like it has been traversed at some point because there's a water skin and an old robe.
Kalamar again turns to the crowd and yells at everyone. My party and I will be investigating this crime scene now. If any of those who would like to relieve themselves of the burden of any information, they must do so at this moment. Otherwise, any evidence gathered during our expedition may be held against them.
You do see a few nervous glances and murmurings going on at least one, and it's a big crowd now. Obviously, this is a big event happening in the town. Feels like most of the town is turned out and crowded around this thing. You do see a few words that you make out, and you keep hearing the word delvers, the delvers, and the stones. But otherwise, nobody seems to come forward implicitly. Everybody still kind of stands around the sinkhole and looks worried. and mostly like relieved at like, tending to the wounds. Lamora, you notice that cleric from Soon is like immediately takes like the injured parties. Megla comes running up and embraces her children and says, "Thank you, oh thank you." About the children, so.
Megla, do you think you can ensure that no one else follows us down into this pit?
She nods, and she actually says, and then you see behind her coming up through the crowd, and it looks like a stout man with a big old mustache. And she says, yes, the constable is here, and we'll make sure we create a safe area here immediately. If you guys go down now, then I'll make sure to like stop them from coming after you for the moment. So if you guys leave now and get down there, you should be able to investigate. So she's basically trying to like tell you this kind of like under, whispering before like the actual like sheriff like people get there.
Yeah. Which is exactly what I want her to do. I tell her that's yes. Give us time to investigate without being hindered.
She nods and quickly like gathers her children and then kind of ushers them off to her husband and then kind of stands up to the constable and points and so like kind of walks into the crowd where he can't even get to it yet and then kind of motions to you guys with her hand.
All right.
Come on down.
Let's head down.
I want my
into
rope. I want to take my rope back.
How are you gonna get down?
It's a slope. I just acrobatically climb down.
Acrobatically climb down.
Right? It's a slope.
It is a slope, yeah. You'd still make a dex save to come down unless you have some other means.
Yeah, it's alright.
Let me go down first before you take the rope away. My dexterity is not the greatest.
I mean, you're still levitating.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
You'll always be levitating, by the way.
Yep.
I'm gonna hang on to your back while you go down there.
All
Yeah,
right.
me too.
Okay.
After I
Nope.
take my rope.
You wanted to stay on the side.
Alright, fine. They went down while I was gathering my rope.
Torch lit, right?
Yep.
I will do a dexterity save then.
Okay.
Shit.
Can I try to catch him at the bottom?
Actually, can I try to catch him?
Yeah,
I'm already
you're
down
there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to catch him.
How can this be?
What do I roll?
Do an acrobatic skill check.
There you go.
All right.
Come here, Kether.
Kethra manages to tumble her way down, and then you kind of catch her in your arms, and then you, with that same
Thank you, Monk.
velocity, kind of twirl and pirouette and land on your feet again gracefully. Although you do notice the ground is not hard; it is still that soft earth in the middle. So
Thank
some
you,
of you
Monk.
may need to light a
Protection.
light source and scroll down. Still on the left side, but you might need to scroll down.
There we go.
And Talus has light.
I have light.
Yeah, I'll light a torch.
Ah.
You got your mace of lightedness.
It's 40-20, and Kalinar is a 40-20. Yeah, make sure you guys that are using torches are actually expending them in your inventory as well.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Where are torches?
All players.
Alright, which way do you want to go? North or east?
Players see light. And all players see light. Okay, so now you should all see each other's light minus Kethra, because she
Oh,
just
okay,
has her
yeah.
magic eyeballs.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, north or east?
Which way was the Wagoneer store from where we were?
South.
It was south?
Well, it was... No, I'm glad you asked that question. This map is not oriented to Red Larch's map. So... I'm glad you picked up on that, but the tunnel to the north appears to run straight south towards the wagon shop direction.
Oh, this is backward, upside down. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Up and south.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is just the way the map is done, but judging by the descriptions of everything, that is how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay.
And you pick on that up pretty quick, because you knew where that was. You know obviously where the sinkhole is, and you see the tunnel leading.
Yeah.
What looks like it is basically towards the center of town, where the wagon works is.
Yeah, do we head to the Wagon Works area first? I imagine this connects to the cellar somehow.
Probably.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're leaving Talus behind.
The tunnel
This
is
a
muddy.
long
It
tunnel.
winds north a long way before rising gradually. After 200 feet or so, which is what you guys are walking now, it
Yeah.
ends at a wooden door that forms a sloping roof. A small wooden coffer sits on the floor by the door, and beside the coffer is a heap of damp sand from which the ends of torches protrude. So pretend there is a door here.
The map ends. Okay.
Yes, the map does end here. So there is a
That's why we're
door.
pretending.
If you guys want to open it, it is appear to be locked.
Kethra, can you...
First.
There are torches.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
guys want
let's-
to take the torches also.
Oh, okay, sure.
Hell yeah.
Torches.
What if
I will attempt to open this door with my lockpicks.
Do it. Listen first. See if you hear anything on the other side.
Let me listen first.
Just to be safe.
At least adjustable type. You don't hear anything on that side, although it's hard to tell with the echoing of the walls.
Okay. Ketra takes a moment to breathe deeply, to clear her mind and
to
focus on
not
nothing.
critically fail it this
Focus.
You do
time?
see lights. You do
A
see
lot.
some light spilling in from the door, so you presume that door leads to an outside area.
She pulls out her handy lockpick that she's had to repair before and inserts it into the lock, gracefully using her tools to
There you
open the door.
how it took for you
And
to
not critically fail.
It's tricky because the lock is on the outside of the door, but you do manage to jimmy a little crooked thing through the cracks because it's not a steel door or anything. Appears to be like literally a cellar storm door. And jimmy it open, crack it, and you kind of peek it out a little bit. Immediately, your kind of eyes need to adjust for the sunlight that comes streaming in. And you appear to be looking out into a kind of a backyard area with a lot of broken down old wagons, several that have been left to rot, kind of like up on cinder blocks, as well as just like wagon pieces everywhere. And you appear to be on the back side of a large building, right near the center of town. It is fenced, but you can obviously hear the crowd and stuff not too far away from up there.
So this is literally the cellar door behind the wagon here.
Yep. Back down the tunnel.
Can I secure? What can I use to secure? I want to secure it so no one can come back into this door. I don't know if I have anything I can do that with.
Should be like some large boulders and stuff.
Can I just pile some rocks up in front of this door so that no one can come in this door?
There's not really. I mean, there's just little like rocks you put in a slingshot kind of a thing. There's not really like giant boulders or anything.
Gunther says, "Why don't you drag one of those wagons back on this side and push it against the door?"
Does the door open in or out? Into
From
the
your
mine?
point of view, it opens out.
Out. Okay. Well, there's not a good way to secure that really then, is there? Okay.
Oh,
Fine.
wait, hang on a minute. Here. I will give you some chain, and you can chain it shut.
There you go.
They said there would be no use for chain.
Here's 10 feet of chain.
Yeah, so I tie the chain to the inside of the door, or the frame or whatever,
Okay.
and lock it or tie it as best you can tie a chain, I guess.
Yeah. Chain it shut.
All right, good. Wouldn't want any hindrance coming from this direction.
Back down the tunnel.
Yep.
Why is there a glowy circle right there?
That is the hole. That is like there's technically light coming from the surface. Try to represent the hole right there. So yeah, you guys see a giant slab door, stone door here on the east side. It has no lock. It has a
Is there any writing on the door?
Has a no writing. Has a water skin next to it and several just plain cloaks.
Can
I'm gonna grab one of those cloaks.
Okay.
Can I sniff the water skin?
It smells like water.
Okay.
Appears to be
What
half
does water
full of
smell like?
It's got a real watery
I will
smell.
attach the water. I will attach the water skin to my belt.
More watery than water.
Water skin, please.
I take a drink of water.
You said there were 2 robes, or a few.
There are a few robes. We'll say 4.
Everybody put on a robe, whatever these delvers are they were talking about.
Cloaks,
Perhaps
sorry, they're
they're
cloaks.
Cloaks, okay.
I probably meant to say cloaks when Stan was talking also. It doesn't matter. They are some kind of clothing you can wear.
Gotcha.
Very well.
Put them on.
Just
I don't-
don't
I
watch
don't-
me this time, Kalinar.
Slowly. Okay, let's go.
I will slowly push open the door. Nice sound effect there.
This is a good time for a break.
Could be a good time for a break.
I think it is, yes.
All right. That's
I'm
actually an
your
exciting moment. as we enter
Break.
break time.
The door opens.
Specialist.
Yeah. It is now break time. Alright, break time. Mike.
Don't move up anymore.
Hey, gotta sneak it past him.
That is cheating.
Couldn't hear you in my thing. Hello?
Me neither. Yes, I can hear Eric, not Heather.
Oh. Mics get desynced. Oh. It's weird.
The Oscars are still going on.
Good.
So are we.
And
I'm glad they
I'm
haven't
a
blown
year.
up yet.
Yeah.
They imploded a half hour ago.
Best animated movie went to Inside Out.
Obviously, they picked those.
Yeah.
They picked those at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Pixar, you're making a movie this year, right? Okay, that's best animated picture.
Alright, you guys have made it through the stone door. And are marching forward through the tunnel into
That is correct.
what surely is Happy Rainbow Land.
Heather says that she can see some fallen stone pillars or something. And she would
Yeah,
like
so
to
as you guys
stealthily-
are making it past the tunnels, about 60 feet beyond the stone door, the tunnels begin to level out. You see two stone reliefs of stern dwarves in chainmail carrying battle axes facing each other across the tunnel. The carvings stand out a bit from the passage walls. They have gaps around them, so they could be doors. And the passage does continue past them forward.
Ooh. Can I investigate those?
The statues?
Yes.
Yes.
Investigated.
Yeah, they do appear to be very, very old statues and distinctly dwarven made, possibly. You don't recognize like specific figures or anything. They appear to just be kind of like guardian, maybe, statues.
Fascinating.
So those gaps to either side, we can't get through them, but they might be able to be moved.
Yeah, when you reach out, you actually notice that the giant reliefs are actually a lot lighter weight than you would think, and they do indeed kind of swivel a bit as if they were doors.
Oh, okay.
Both of them, so you can go north and south if you wish, and the tunnel does continue on to the east.
What say we?
North first.
North first. It has been said.
Someone has made a decision.
Well, I guess nothing got triggered, so. That's
Yeah,
good.
nothing bad so
No,
far.
nothing appears to happen when you walk past the dwarves. Absolutely nothing. The tunnel continues for a while around a curve to the east.
Hold! I see something.
I do too. That's why I stopped.
You catch the scent of death as you approach this room.
Ew.
The tunnel appears to
Can I
open
cast-
into,
or-
and you can kind of see it from now, into a square room that reeks of decaying flesh. And you see a number of rats. Specifically, you can see two of them. Look like giant rats, kind of rooting among the bodies and chewing on flesh.
Mm. Lovely carrion creatures. Kalanar draws his sword and like clangs it on the wall. Says like, "Here, creatures, come get you some live flesh."
Oh, I thought you were going to scare them away.
Yeah.
I do too.
You hear some scuttling noises coming from the various crevices in the walls as rats appear to sense your approach and come blustering out of there.
we? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Kind of. Oh.
But that's what I was waiting for. I was like, turn order, right?
Yeah, roll for initiative,
Time.
please.
Yes.
Giant rats are still quite hilariously small.
Mm-hmm. Tiny.
Giant rat is like the size of a small dog, so.
Mhm.
Miri definitely got the jump on the situation.
Okay. Alright, even though I haven't had much luck with this new sword yet, let's see what happens.
The mace,
Mm-hmm.
which can act like a torch. 9 is nuts. Wait, did you walk up to one of them?
Oh, no, whoops.
9 is not
That was
hit,
a
though.
practice swing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No wonder you missed.
practice swing.
Uh-huh.
There we go. That guy.
That does not hit, sadly.
How about that one, though?
Punch that rat.
That'll hit. And a 7. You you just drop kick the rat like a wrestling move. Just reach out the elbow and go like, and just squishes it into a pile of bloody mess.
Poor rat.
Can't even see the X on him. It's so tiny.
Yeah.
It's so small. So small.
The rats are actually next.
So many rats.
Swarm. Although they're still. Oh, that's right. They have to switch them to drawing, so we have to keep them in a tile. There we go.
Oh, right, because they can fit 2.
Yeah.
Did they just move the dead ones into the wall?
Yeah.
Where do you put your garbage?
Whoops. Yeah.
Back in the burning bin.
Gotta mix it to like there.
There's a hole in one of my walls, and we started shoving garbage in there.
You know, I'm gonna move these guys as one pack.
That's
So
right.
5, 10.
It's a rat pack.
Rat pack!
Ah!
Not the good kind. Alright,
Just
there's
step
the-
on them.
Alright, so 3 rats will be attacking you. And they all have advantage if at least a creature. At least one of their allies is within 5 feet of their target. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
3 of these rats get advantage on their vicious bite attack. 23.
Fine.
20. These rats are inspired.
You're getting bitten up.
And 20.
Oh, shit. That's bad. It's 14 damage.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
I know
just
it.
3 rats. Sadly, that is the end of their turn. Kethra.
Step on the rats.
She wants to see what a sleeping rat looks like. Damn. That's not much.
Mm-hmm. You
So
probably don't
we're
have a whole
casting it out in
lot.
the middle of the rat pack.
Mm-hmm.
13 hit points worth.
Wow.
Oh, terrible.
Why can I not?
Your highest roll is a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this one falls asleep. I don't know if I can see there. Okay, yeah, you can see those icons.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a pain in the ass trying to find which one's the lowest. What is this one?
But click through them all.
Yes, I do. Okay, this one. Can I not? Alright, having icons this small is actually a huge pain in the butt. Why is it not letting me? Alright. Well, the one in the lower left falls asleep. I can't get it to operate correctly. this one falls asleep.
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 12, and that's it. So those three. Three of them fall asleep.
There,
Yes,
there's a
thank
Z.
you. I can't. Yeah, for some reason it wouldn't let me pull his icon.
Although he's not going to move with him if he ever moves. So.
I can make it move, I think. All right, three of them fall asleep. Half the pack. Was that it?
Yep.
All right, Talos.
I'll shoot magic missile. It's 3 bolts, and I'll shoot them at the closest 3.
The ones that are
The
awake, or
awake
just the
ones,
closest
or-
3 in general?
The ones that are awake. Thank you.
Okay.
Not that great. That was a poor roll.
Yeah, I'll just go top to bottom. So this rat takes 3 damage, which is not quite massive damage.
They don't have a lot of life, but they got more than that.
Exactly. That one takes 2. Oh wait. I just said he has 2, now that he took 2. Crap. Oh my god, I'm never using tiny icons again. This is awful. This one takes 3. Which is also not
can
quite
zoom
massive
in.
damage, so they're all damaged, slightly singed from the magic darts flowing into them. Kalinar.
Counter is going to step forward. I haven't been able to do this in a long time. I presume I can hit all the rats.
He reaches out and just pees on the rats. Yeah.
He can reach all the rats.
Well, without her hitting you, though?
Yeah, I can do it. I can draw the shape and show you.
No, I've got it on my...
Or maybe not the top one, the one that's sleeping on the other side of her. Maybe not that one.
Yeah.
So I can. Well, that's
You can step forward over the sleeping one.
I suppose I could actually. Well, but then I would miss the one I'm stepping over. Yeah, let's do that. Let's hit all of them except for the one nearest Mary.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright, so all of them except that sleeping one on the top, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
That's a pretty good cone you got there. So they have to make dex saves. So I think, what is the rule on if they're unconscious, though? I don't think, can they even make a save?
I mean, they can't dodge it, so.
They can't dodge
I
it.
presume no.
I think they automatically fail. Yep, creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. So the sleeping guys all take a full 7 damage, which means the top one dies peacefully asleep, being roasted alive.
He never wakes up for it. That's the one I didn't hit.
Oh shit! Sorry.
The only one I. He still dies.
He
dies in
dies
his
of
sleep.
fright. Yeah. The other two take the full 7, so that one. The sleeping guy dies. And the sleeping guy dies. I still can't pull his icon up, so he should have an X. Alright, the rest of them, so I get to make 4 dex saves. So, top to bottom, left to right. I'm just going to do 4 quick ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All but one.
All but one.
3
made,
damage
so
to 3.
Top one takes 3 damage. He is still alive, barely, very singed. Middle one near Miri takes 3 damage. Also still up and running. Right one takes a full 7. He is dead. Oops. I can reach his, it's just that one that's screwed up. And then the bottom one takes 3 damage. The living rats, of which there are only 3, appear very heavily wounded.
My breath and your magic missile both kind of didn't work as nearly as well as we'd hoped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Miri, you are next, and there are 3 rats alive that appear to all be heavily wounded.
Okay. We'll go with this guy.
Bring that mace
17
down.
will hit, and is that the middle one?
Yeah.
Alright, he is a splattered rat.
Then we'll go to that guy.
Uh, 7 will not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
So that's a dead one. The rats. The 2 that are left will continue to swarm Miri. God, these small icons are pissing me off so ferocious.
That's just the sleeping one, too. That one's still alive.
Oh, that's true. He is just asleep. This is like a nightmare moving these things around.
We're having
Alright,
real trouble.
two rats remain, and they both get advantage.
Wow.
Jesus.
Holy shit! Another 10. They both attack Miri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It is almost a crit and max damage on that second one. That's insane.
Yeah.
Fear my rats. Kethra.
5, 10, 15, 20. Shoot. Hold on, where was I?
He does the tracer move and like just reappears back where he started.
I can't jump over a rat. 5.
Yeah, presumably it's like
Oh,
everybody else.
no, I can dash. I can do a
Well,
dash.
won't you take an attack by moving through them?
Will I? Or if I jump to the other side of them?
If you stay within melee range of them, but oh yeah, if you try to move through them, that does incur attack of opportunity.
Seeing as that they've constantly hit Miri.
Yeah, they have advantage, so
I'll
yeah.
pass on that. So, I hit this bottom one then with my rapier.
Yep. That is a pretty
Wait.
dead rat.
You might be dead.
Maybe.
He had 1 hit point left. He was not going to survive that. You
That's like-
destroyed that rat's ancestors.
30 damage?
It's like the
Yeah.
mouse we saw at the zoo today being eaten by the hawk.
Oh god! Yeah, we went to the Fort Worth Zoo today and with our daughter and saw like they had like a little plate of viscera of like animal parts. They were like feeding these birds of prey in an enclosure, and one of them just had a mouse, just a full mouse hanging out of its beak.
Awesome.
We're like, well, this is gonna get nasty soon. And sure enough, it like flew off on a branch and then just laid that mouse down, just started ripping into it.
Yep. Just tear it to pieces.
Yeah.
I use my bonus action to dash over there.
Okay. Talus. 1 awake living rat remains.
I guess let's just try to firebolt him, so I don't have to waste a spell, but I feel like I'm going to miss. I don't use the magic missile.
That is a
10?
miss.
Yep. I have a +6.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
You need my giant
Roll the
rat
4.
dice.
Yeah.
Kalinar, how about you?
I'm always going to step over the bodies of rats
Rat bodies.
and just swing his sword at this remaining rat. And
Yeah,
smash
that's
it to pieces.
that will smash it to pieces, exactly.
Squishy, squishy.
Alright. There's 1 asleep rat.
And I just step on
Someone
it.
step on it.
Alright, you don't have to roll for that. He is dead. No more rats appear to be coming out to harass you.
That's good, because I'm going to take a healing potion.
That's...
I can use lay on hands actually before you use a healing potion. I would say that's probably a better bet. How many
Okay.
points have you used? Or are you out?
I have 8 left.
Of how many?
32.
Have 20.
Wow.
Okay.
It's the best use for that because you can't do it in combat without taking a whole action.
How many points do you have?
20. I have 20 exactly.
You get them back on a long rest?
Only a long rest?
Yeah, lay on hands. Yes, it takes a long rest to get those back.
Investigate these skeletons.
Yes. Yeah, roll for... Jesus.
Woo boy.
Yeah. They are definitely human corpses. They appear to be reduced to little more than bloody bone and sinew, and appear to have been, obviously, chewed on by rats. Talus, you notice that each of them in the skull, which a lot of them is just a skull remaining, appears to have a symbol cut deeply into the forehead. And I think I forgot to make a handout of that, so let me do that real quick.
Ooh.
As he does that, on a side note, Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu won for Best Director for The Revenant.
Okay.
Second year in a row for him to win.
That's right, yeah. Which this was a far more worthy win than last year for Birdman.
Sorry, I'm watching my Twitter to make sure Leonardo DiCaprio is, if he's going to win or not.
Probably.
He's waited so long.
That's how awards are meant to be given out.
That's how the Oscars are given out.
Yeah.
So, is it your time? I don't care about the actual performance. Is it your time yet?
You find that
What is that?
symbol like carved into each skull.
All right.
Can I do a
Wizard,
history check
do you
to
recognize?
see if I
Yeah.
know what that is?
Anyone
yeah, you
recognize this symbol? I'm gonna roll an
I
Arcana
really
check.
don't know what that is.
I don't know anything about Arcana.
Alright, all of you sit down and
Talus.
start completely pulling shit out of your ass, except for Talus, who just smiles smugly.
As we're all like just making guesses.
Yeah. I believe it was an old wooden ship.
It looks
I
like a
believe I saw
teepee.
this in Harry Potter once.
It's an ancient halfling word for longboat.
No, it's a teepee.
No, it's the Deathly Hallows.
You're
It's
all
a
idiots.
teepee.
Oops. I still had Giant Rat as my thing, so that looks like Giant Rat told you that.
Little do we all know, Alice is
little-
actually insane.
Yeah. The rat spirit.
We're talking to him.
Let me winks. This is what you must do.
Talus gets a little somber and says that he has seen this symbol in his vision at the beginning of this quest.
The being associated with the weather patterns. That same dream.
The skull
That.
that we pulled out.
Same dream.
Kalinar is happy about this news because this means there are humans involved or people involved that he can punish.
Unless Weather has figured out a way to carve symbols.
These are either followers of this being you saw, or they are sacrifices to the being. Either way, there is injustice afoot.
Talos
He
is
pulls
so
out his
counter.
pipe and hat.
His pipe and hat. Yeah, other than that, the bodies don't have, obviously, anything on them. They're just decaying remains.
Can Kalinar take one of the skulls?
Yes. It's
I'll
pretty
go
gross.
take a skull and put it in my
It's
backpack.
full
Can I
of
clean it off?
rotting flesh.
Can I pour the water skin over the skull to clean off the flesh?
Yes, although the stench is still pretty bad.
Okay.
That's how flesh works. Water just takes it right off.
That's right.
I'm gonna stay away from Kalinar. What is that? Stone.
Okay.
The tunnel opens up into a square room. In the center of it, a rock about a foot across hovers 3 feet from the floor.
Floating rock.
This might be the stone that some of the townsfolk were muttering about in association with these delvers.
Hold up.
Okay.
Everyone charges in there heedlessly. Talos,
Hold on,
Ooh,
Mary.
floating rock.
Miri was going to
Back.
reach out and touch it.
No.
as you touch the rock,
I
Hold on,
didn't
hold on.
to reach out.
Talos said
actually
no,
touched
and she
it.
stopped.
It explodes and we all die.
Mhm.
I will poke at it first with my hand. Step back, please.
Hmm.
the mage
Kalinar
hand.
draws his sword. Uneasy about the floating rock.
Mary's never let her sword fall at this point.
Wow, well, yeah, you're just holding yours like a torch the whole time, too.
When the hand kind of enters the area near the rock, it appears to kind of float a little more floaty-like. Like it's already its own floating hand, but it appears to be like hovering even more as it gets to the rock. When you touch the rock, it kind of like moves gently, but otherwise nothing happens.
Can I try to pick up the rock?
The mage hand grabs the rock, and from what you can tell, it just appears to be a normal rock.
That was floating.
Are you taking it out of there, or just picking it up?
I'll take it out of there.
Okay. As you take it out of there, nothing happens.
Man, I could
Shadow's
have
ready.
touched that rock.
Fascinating. Taos would like to investigate that spot.
I was investigating the hell out of that
You
spot.
definitely sense some magical aura around that area.
Hmm.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic as a ritual. So it'll be 10 minutes.
Okay. Anybody
Let's
wanna
just
do
take a
anything
short
for 10
rest.
minutes?
While you...
Talk amongst yourselves.
He says disdainfully.
Kalinar takes out his. He
Febreze.
doesn't have a knife. He starts like taking out pieces of cloth and trying to clean the gore off of the skull.
Going through so much cloth.
Your sword will probably work better.
It's a giant two-handed sword, though. I don't know if it's terribly effective for that. I don't have a knife on me.
Alright, Talos, detect magic. After you finish the ritual, a column suddenly glows right in the center of the room. And you can see clearly that the column enables objects placed in that area to float. Appears to be about a 10-foot wide column.
Ooh,
It just floats
fast.
up to the ceiling, or
It just kind of hovers. As if like I guess kind of a levitation spell, but just hovering um, maybe 5 or 6 feet off the ground.
Okay. Talos is going to perform an experiment. He'll first put a sling bullet in there.
The bullet appears to begin floating up, and kind of once it gets to a certain height, it just kind of stops.
Okay. Next, he'll put Droop in there.
How much does Droop weigh, do you think?
Troop is still here, like 30 pounds at most. I mean, he can't weigh a lot. It's tiny.
Yeah. You place him in the column and step back expectantly, and he has a big grin on his face, and he strikes a pose like he's about to be raised to the sky, but nothing happens. And he looks absolutely crestfallen.
It's okay, Droop. Go back to doing whatever you're doing.
He nods and crawls into your pants.
Where he lives.
It's that man ass.
I'll put my rope in there.
How much does a rope weigh?
10 pounds.
As you place the rope in there, it begins rising like a little bit at a time and creates this neat little like helix spiral effect as it kind of floats up.
Is this some kind of pedestal?
I suppose so. Seems more of a parlor trick than anything
Yeah.
of note.
Well, then let them see this the next time they look upon their parlor trick, and he puts the skull in it.
I'm going to take my rope back.
The skull floats in the air and hovers and looks quite creepy.
Should I put like a little
Excellent.
glowing rock inside of it so it looks like its eyes are glowing?
Just creep everyone out and come in the room.
There's a demi-lich in this part of the dungeon.
Oh, can I cast Firebolt through there?
Cast it through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The firebolt, when it goes through the cylinder area, it does appear to rise up, but then its velocity continues, and it does keep going. And once it goes through the cylinder, it stops rising and just goes straight again. So it creates this really weird, like...
Fascinating.
Keep
Talos
telling
takes some
that.
notes.
Nothing more than a parlor trick, as you said.
The rest of the party is very patient with your experiments.
I know, right? I want to keep going until they stop me.
Alright, fine. Let's move it along. There's now a skull there, and you have the stone, right? You're in possession of it.
I guess I can be. I was just going to toss it to the side, but okay.
From
Hold
all you
on
can
to it.
tell,
I don't-
it does appear to be a normal stone, although it is a large, heavy stone.
How about you hold on to it then, Kalinar?
Alright, I'll hold on to it.
I have dainty hands.
Large stone.
I think we found another door.
Why is Kethra in the walls so often?
Huh.
I'm hiding.
That's
The
not
walls.
right. See, I try to give you guys a bit of leniency because I think it looks bad when it's just like pure black on the edge. I want to give you all like some
Yeah,
notice of wall there,
Absolutely.
but
This is
those
much
are
better.
technically not. You can't walk on those.
Aww.
Stop it.
Just
You get to another stone slab door that doesn't appear to be locked. Appears to be similar to the one outside.
Let's listen.
You hear nothing.
I shall slowly push the door open.
Yep.
You're walking speaking to the chamber, you want me to read first?
Yeah, what do we see right in front of
All
us?
right.
Yeah.
This 50-foot square chamber is hewn out of rock. The floor is rough but flat, the walls show the chisel marks of the original builders, and the ceiling is about 10 feet high. Identical stone doors... Alright, you guys are going to have to move in at some point, because...
Your thing doesn't
Leonardo
move.
DiCaprio one.
Oops.
Okay.
The door, too.
Door move.
BT dubs.
Oh, I'm trying to
There
move
you
y'all
go.
in so I can move the door.
Leo got his Oscar.
Yep.
Nice.
Twitter is exploding.
This is the Academy Award night. Identical stone doors with iron pull ring handles stand in the middle of the east, north, and west walls. Obviously, you came from the north one. In the center of the room stands a life-sized and lifelike statue of a dwarf warrior wearing a chain shirt, helm, and big boots. He carries a shield on his left arm and a battle axe in his right hand. The statue has clearly been broken into, roughly the head and upper torso, lower torso, and legs. These pieces appear to have been reassembled and held together and upright in a stout wooden frame. A fancy-looking dagger, along with several coins and gems, lie on the floor in front of the statue, surrounded by a ring of fine gravel. The statue also appears to have a frame, kind of holding it all together, and a small inscription that reads, "Petrified Dwarf found 1459 DR in Red Larch West Quarry in broken condition."
What in the world? Some kind of museum piece in the middle of this dungeon.
Get their eyes the gems.
Can I roll a history check?
You're not sure, but you think that the inscription might be generally correct. It's hard. The original pieces look like they were very old, and it looks like the thing has been was destroyed and then was attempted to be kind of put back together at some point.
Are the pieces still in this room?
I mean, it is put back together. It just looks like the whole thing looks like it's been broken into in several places, and it's been reassembled, and now there's a frame like holding it together.
I like to investigate the statue. Oops. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much the information I just gave you is what you're going to get.
I want to take the gems.
Yeah, there's a number of gems and coins and a really fancy-looking dagger that kind of look like almost like an offering in front of the statue.
Cather just picks up the gems.
There are 6 small green agates and 2 polished moonstones.
He's just gonna raise one eyebrow at Kethra.
6 small agates.
Yeah, AGATES. They are worth 5 GP each, and 2 moonstones that are worth 50 gold each.
Cather said, I'll split this with y'all later.
Uh-huh. Don't think so.
And there's a number of coins to the tune. Well, let's type them out. That's easier. All kind of placed in a
Wow.
like organized manner in like different like bowls and cups, or even just like loose on the floor or in bags. Like it's a number of.
All right. So let's see what that is.
Why?
Yeah, why would the elders of a town be worshiping some dwarven statue? If they're presumably that's where they were coming on their midnight treks into this place.
Can we break it?
There's also a dagger that is kind of placed in reverence. It appears to be decorated with star motifs and a grip of night blue leather. and still has dried blood on the blade.
Hmm. Can
I'll
we
take
break
it.
the statue?
I'll take it just to investigate it and see what it is later.
It does appear to be an unidentified magic weapon. I'll go ahead and tell you
Okay.
that would
Yeah,
require you to like do the long rest thing where you identify it.
Okay.
Heather says, "Oh, what the heck? Who wants to split this money with me?"
Well, yeah, okay. That ends up being 24 gold apiece.
Yeah, and let's just leave that one gold piece behind.
There you go.
Okay.
What is 253? 63 silver apiece, and we'll leave the last one behind.
Like your thinking calendar.
And
110 copper each.
10, yeah. Got 1,000 copper pieces floating in my pack somewhere. Should trade these in for a gold piece at some point. It's like carrying around a bunch of pennies.
1,000
Alright, Cather.
pennies.
Hand over some of those gems.
Oh. I'll give you 2 of the small green ones.
Now, I want the shiny moon-colored one.
Resell them in town and split the profit. That's the only fair thing to do.
Cather says, "Fine."
I care not who carries them.
Cather says, "Just remind me later."
I want to listen at this door.
I'm gonna listen at this door.
Oh, what's the name?
I'm gonna stare at this dwarf.
He stares back. Winks suggestively.
Oh god! Once again, Talos is insane.
Dallas says, "Finally."
Sexy goblin came back to you.
Let's see. Mary, you think you hear a faint occasional whistling sound, like a person whistling, and almost like a scratching kind of sound. And Kethra, you hear the occasional sounds of sound like muffled sounds of voices.
I shall inform the rest of the group.
That path that Kethra is listening at is presumably back the way we came. If we had gone straight.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we might be out of time. People might have followed us down in here. Okay, I guess going forward is the only option, or the best option.
Unless we take them out so they can't keep following us.
You could do that, or just turn them around and tell them to go back.
They obviously didn't listen when you said not to come back.
True, and now Kether is tapped into Kalinar's arrogance. They disobeyed my orders. We must confront them. Kalinar opens his door.
Okay. Let's see. This big square chamber has been hewn out of the rock. In the center of the chamber's west wall, you can see, I believe... Let's see, what can you see from here? Oh, yeah,
I see a man
Yeah.
and a fallen man.
You see a stone door with a narrow viewing slit on the western side. Beside the door is a set of iron bars bolted into the wall about 3 feet above the floor, with 10 oiled chains secured to the bars, leading up to a hole bored in the ceiling. And you see a looks like an armed half-orc thug right by the door and the chains, who swivels around as the door behind him opens and stares at you dumbfoundedly. An 8-foot-tall rectangular stone stands upright in the room's center, which I meant to put on dynamic lighting, but oh well. The stone has an inscription on it that's hard to read from where you are here. At the foot of the standing stone, a little behind it, I guess, this body right here, is a small human, looks like a kind of teenage human, pinned down, face down by rocks, looks like placed deliberately atop his arms, legs, and back. He's barefoot and wears ragged clothes. The half-orc immediately starts waving at you furiously and says, "You can't be here, you have to go!" And points, stabs like back at the door he's guarding.
What is your purpose here?
He says, "I have to guard for the believers. You have to go. You wear the dress, but you not say the words."
We're already in here. What more words would you need us to say? Obviously we belong here.
He draws a sword, but then appears to look a little unsure of things. He says, "You're supposed to say the magic words to cross in here. You can't sneak up behind Grun like that."
Kalnar steps forward and says, "The magic words are for entering through the door. We do not need to enter through the door, do we now? We are already here. Thus, we must have come through legitimately, correct?"
Roll a persuasion check.
Nope.
He rattles his sword and says, No, that's not right. Grun have to keep you out." And roll for initiative.
Alright. I tried to spare one stupid guard.
You say he's an orc? You say he's an orc?
Half-orc fighter. Actually, have him. Yeah, I do. I didn't make a thing for him, so he is called Thug. Oh, I did make a thing. It says gun. Okay. Oh, wait, gun? I think it's supposed to be Grund.
His name is Gun. He has a gun.
Somebody didn't roll.
I didn't yet. Can I speak Orcish first?
Yeah.
Heather speaks Orcish.
He appears momentarily confused and then shakes it off and speaks back in common and says, "Don't try to confuse Grun." Did Grunt? It is Grund. Okay, I just misspelled his name.
How do we whisper you?
/W space DM, I think.
I just type Whisper Dungeon. And it
Whisper
works.
Dungeon. Okay. I do to whisper you guys. I do just /W and then type your character name in and then the message. Are you asking me?
Mhm.
You guys
The
don't
more
know. No.
Orcish.
You guys were not privy to that information. Miri, you're first.
No. I'm speaking Orcish to the guy.
Oh,
Over. My chance over.
he appears non-responsive at this point. Yeah, I saw that. That works.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and just because why not?
Oh, Jesus. Water whip that guy. Okay, so deck save.
Nope.
Fails miserably. Takes 20 damage. Would you like to knock him prone or knock him back?
I will knock him backwards 25 feet.
Well, there's a door 5 feet behind him.
Well, then he gets to hit the door.
Knock him prone so he can't get up.
And he'll fall prone. He's only going 5 feet, he gets to fall prone.
Yeah, he's not going to take any damage, but he can get...
He's still taking 20 damage from the water whip.
Yes, he takes that damage. He just doesn't take any bludgeoning from hitting the door, because that's not really the force. But yeah, he takes a full 20 and falls prone.
What happens when he's prone? Was that disadvantage?
It's a couple things, but it takes half his movement to get up. I'm gonna check with the thing. And then it is...
I think you have advantage hitting a person who's prone.
Okay.
Uh,
Wait, that doesn't count as massive damage against him?
oh, yes, you're correct. That is massive damage. Which is a con save, which he saves.
What?
It means that any attack rolls against him has advantage if you are within 5 feet of him. Although ranged attacks against him actually specifically has disadvantage, because there's less of him to shoot. Talos?
See. I'm having a really hard time. So that's 4. He's really far away now. Crap.
Yep, I can't get to him. I don't think I can.
Do range spells get disadvantage?
Yes.
Alright. 30. I'll just do Firebolt, I guess. Whatever. Alright.
That'll hit. As he is quite singed. Kalar?
Let's see. Can I pass through these spaces?
Those you can, yeah, that's like rubble.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And Kalar is going to pull out. He's going to use this very often. His lance, because it's got a 10-foot range.
Nice.
Carry a lance.
Gonna stab down at him with the lance.
That will hit, and that will be a killing blow.
No, I didn't get a chance to do anything.
You had your chance, Sork.
At this point, the child begins to whimper kind of throughout this entire bloody melee.
Oh yeah. I'll start pulling the rocks off of him.
I'll come over and help.
If their aims were crossbow at the child.
You never know.
You never know.
He immediately starts begging for food and water.
Yeah, I give him some rations.
They can eat the dead orc.
He,
I unfortunately poured all that water from the water skin onto his skull. I don't know if anybody else has any water on them.
Yeah, I've got some.
I mean, rations include water, right?
Yeah, it should.
It's okay.
You go through rations every day, so hopefully that has water in it.
Yeah, so I give him a ration.
Alright, he greedily slurps and eats like a stale granola bar.
Tell me, child, who are you? What are you doing in this place?
He says very nervously that his name is Braylon, and that he was put here as punishment for being disobedient.
Disobedient to who?
He said that his father, Rothar Hatherhand, he was supposed to deliver a message from his father to, and he thinks for a second and says, Ilmith Wolver of Wolver's Wagon Works. And the boy confesses that he can't read yet and didn't even know what the message was.
You still have the message?
He shakes his head no.
Hmm.
He looks over at the orc and says, and asks if Grun's gonna be okay.
Mary lies to the kid and says yes.
He says that he knows Grun isn't really a believer, but the believers take care of him. So Grun does what they tell him to do.
Hmm. The believers in what, exactly?
He says that the believers are a secret group made of some of the most important people in town. And he says that they guard the moving stones here in the chamber and make sure no one disturbs the delvers who are entombed here. And at this point he starts babbling kind of as he eats like more of the rations and says the believers watch the moving stones carefully because it's a bad sign when they move and they have to figure out what it means to avert any danger.
Stones like this one? Pulls out the stone.
The boy's eye kind of goes wide, and he says, "That's it was one of the floating stones in another chamber. I was told never to touch it." And he appears just very scared.
Hmm. So they're using these
What
stones.
does your father do, boy?
Oh crap! What does his dad do?
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, he says his father is a member of the Believers, so I guess that makes him he's considered one of the town elders. I just don't know exactly what he does.
Okay.
Heather asks, how many of these moving stones are there?
He points to the east and says that the Chamber of Moving Stones and the buried delvers are on the far eastern chamber beyond the dwarf statue.
Direction I wanted to go.
Okay. Seems a bit of a cruel punishment for them to put rocks on your body for disobedience, isn't it?
The child shakes his head and says this is sort of treatment is perfectly normal. In fact, he's worried that his father will find out that the punishment ended before it was supposed to.
Heather says, we could put the rocks back on you.
Kalinar gets real close to the boy and sort of almost menacingly says, "The punishment done to you was injustice, child. There is no righteousness in the treatment you have received."
The child just kind of balks at you and looks very just sullen and scared, and also appears still very, tired, hungry, and thirsty. So
Can you make your way out of here, do you think?
he nods slowly and says that he could try and run back out the tunnel, back out to Wolver's wagons. He knows the way.
Oh, wait, you can't get out that way. Sorry, kid. We've chained that up good.
BT.
Go back to the way towards Wolvers. You'll see a giant cavern. The road has caved in. There'll be a rope to get you out.
No rope. I took my rope back.
Well,
There are people
hopefully-
there who will help
there are
get you
people.
out.
Yeah.
The kid looks nervous and starts asking questions about like the cave-in and stuff.
Fortunately, no one was hurt. The cave-in's generally right in the center of town, so people should see you if you come up to the hole.
Hmm.
When you get out, go directly to Magda. Is that her name?
Megla.
Megla. Tell her that I have put you in her protection until I return.
Child nods carefully, gets up and appears a little wobbly, but looks like some strength has returned now that he's kind of eaten and drunk a little bit.
She'll have food and water for you.
He nods and walks over to Grund and says, kind of like looks Grund over and looks back at you guys questioningly.
He's fine. He's just sleeping.
The boy actually opens this door and then starts looking at the chains and then looking at the ceiling, looking at Grund, and then kind of runs across this area.
There's some traps here.
But nothing happens. You see that he runs until he's out of your vision.
Yeah. Presumably Grun is the controller of the traps. Okay, once the boy's gone down the hallway and out of sight, I pulled the door closed and locked the bars back up again.
Okay.
All right. What is this inscription on the stone? We never did check it out.
The inscription is in common, and it reads, "Displease not the Delvers."
I'm interested to meet these Delvers. Grun didn't have anything of interest on him, right?
He did not.
Okay. All right. There's only one way to go now.
Alright.
Tal says that he's interested to meet the Delvers also, and should prove most fascinating.
Alright. You guys opening the eastern door?
Yes. This was the one where there was there was some sort of weird scratching, whistling. Oh, draws a sword, ready for anything.
Anything? Even an old man whittling?
Old Man Winter.
He's counting our charges. Sword drawn.
A passage 10 feet wide and 10 feet high, and hewn out of rock, as of all these rooms, runs about 40 feet ahead. A small lantern hangs from a hook in the wall next to the door at the east end of the passage. Sitting on a wooden stool by the lantern is a balding, bearded old male human in patched and faded work trousers and a matching tunic. He is idly whittling a stick and occasionally whistling, till obviously the door opens. He looks up and at first he sees the cloaks and he kind of nods at you all, but then he sees Kalinar's dragonborn snout sticking out, and he kind of like takes one of those like second like wait a minute and then almost like drops his stick and just kind of like bolts up out of his stool and backs up against the wall. And he just kind of begins wringing his hands and says, what is this? Who are you?
We are investigating this place, sir. It has collapsed the middle of the town, revealing its contents to the world.
He appears very concerned and says, is anyone hurt? What? This is awful.
We were able to extricate all those who fell in the sinkhole, and now we are investigating its source. Who are you, and what is your purpose here?
Says that his name is Baragustus, and he does appear quite nervous. And he specifically says to please do not come any further. You don't want to provoke the wrath of the Delvers.
Who are these delvers you speak of? We've heard much of them.
Oh, the Delvers are the great ones we found deep here under town. We've been like worshipping them, I suppose. And they've got this wonderful chamber under here. And the stones move on their own. They change position when no one is watching. That is how the Delvers talk to us. They show us signs of coming danger and warn us when we make bad choices. We've been using them to run the whole town.
Sounds like
That's working
ridiculous
so well.
superstition to me, but we would see it for ourselves.
He doesn't appear to put up much of a fight, but he kind of actually begins like pleading and says, "Please, you can't. We mustn't disturb them."
Disturb them we will, and we will demand answers from them.
He doesn't really stand in your way. He's kind of backed up against the door still. He just looks really nervous.
Alright. Helm says, leave this place, and tell your masters their secrets are about to be laid low.
He says, but the Earth Priest, they're helping us to understand the stones.
To what end do you follow these stones?
Want to know what they mean and how they move, what they're trying to tell us.
Seems to have served you not thus far. Your town is afflicted with quakes and weather, and now it is sinking into the earth itself. If anything, these delvers work against you.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
He looks a little more agitated and says, that may be, but you've come in here and you'll provoke their anger. There's no telling what they could do.
There's no telling what we can do. Enough! Aside, old man!
He actually starts backing away.
Would a religion check do anything?
You can roll it, yeah.
3 8s in a row.
Yeah, you don't recall any official religion or anything that would have to do with this particular Delver situation. This appears to be a local crafted superstition.
Alright.
To the
Let's
door.
listen at this door. What do I hear here?
You hear nothing.
Nothing. Let's open the door.
I first tell the old man it might be safer for him to leave this vicinity.
He appears to be like backing out the door as it is. He nearly bumps into you, Talus. And he kind of continues like walking backwards slowly and looks just kind of horrified at you guys coming in. Continues like heading that way. The door. An enormous chamber with a 20-foot ceiling has been carved out of the rock here. A lighted lantern rests on the floor near the center of the room. An odd array of stone monoliths, some upright standing stones and others arranged in arches, stand around the chamber. 6 low stone slabs are set against the walls around the perimeter of the room. Each holds humanoid bones dressed in scraps of tattered cloth, and rusted iron. And I have an artist rendition.
Ooh, an artist rendition.
This looks like.
Okay, like Stonehenge.
But a tiny version.
Yeah. Bunch of tiny Stonehenges. Are the rocks floating, or are they just standing on the ground?
They're just standing on the ground. Sorry.
Okay. An ominous place, to be sure. I'm going to Divine Sense. See if there's any undead celestials or fiends.
There is not. The lantern casts a weird humanoid shadow nearby, and your eyes look up on the ceiling to see a robed figure standing on the ceiling, clutching a wicked glaive and sporting a golden mask that covers his eyes. He holds one finger to his lips and gestures all around the chamber. He says, "Careful now, best not to disturb the delvers." He paces a bit on the ceiling and begins muttering loudly as if daring you to listen in. "So it would seem the earth itself has deigned to show this town what we have down here. I was close but not quite ready. But who am I to question his guidance?" He finally turns back to you. "Perhaps he has given me a final test to rid us of your presence right here."
Perhaps, and perhaps it is our fate to destroy you and whatever foul creatures you have under here that you deem to call delvers.
At that point, he just laughs mockingly and he says, "Yes, the delvers. Ah, the silly townsfolk. They do have their superstitions, don't they? But the nice thing about superstition is there's real power behind belief and fear. Power that the Black Earth needs."
There's only one belief in this Dragonborn, and you are about to face it, fiend.
You hear a chanting coming from the back room. You hear the old man going, "Wait, I can't," and you hear this chanting continue, and then a yell, and then he kind of flops into the room and like smacks his head and falls unconscious. And you see a group of robed figures walk into the room, and they chant. About a half dozen of them spill out from the entryway and say, "We are the bringers of woe." And they just kind of chant that in a weird, like, sing-songy, mocking voice. And the priest appears to smile, which is a haunting effect in combination with his mask. Says, "Ah, there we are, my most loyal disciples. Now it is time to end your meddling."
Are these men, do we recognize these men? Are they
You do not.
Okay, these are different people. Okay. Is it time to fight?
Fighting.
Shit.
You've made it to the end of the dungeon.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, we have skipped a room, which I'm wondering is where these guys came from. Hey, that's good news.
Mm-hmm. Mary, you were first. So they're... The old man is unconscious on the floor, so just kind of... I'm just actually pull him out of the way. Otherwise, there are a number of robed figures here, and then this dude is actually on the ceiling.
Oh, jeez. How high is the ceiling?
20-foot ceiling.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Get through this combat and then call it at the end.
There's 7 people. This is going to take us a while. Well, let's see if this will knock him down. So I'll move to about there. Take that.
Huh.
Hey, how many key points do you have?
Wow.
Oh,
Alright. Wow, there's a lot of damage too. Jesus. That is almost max damage. You do a max of 30.
Yep, 9, 10, 9. That's pretty amazing.
trying to knock him down.
He does make the dex save.
I don't believe you. It didn't show.
Oh, that's fair. You can look on my screen. I don't know why that's still whispered to the GM. I guess I must have set that up. He rolled a 15.
Mm-hmm.
I must have been using him to test for something. But he does take 14 damage.
Is that enough to knock him off the ceiling?
How does concentration work again, Reese?
They have to make a save, a Constitution save.
And what's the target number?
I think it's the save of the. I'm not sure.
Something plus damage or something? Concentration, how do you work?
The DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher.
Thank you. So 14. So con save, he has to roll 14 or higher.
It's 10 or half the damage.
Oh, half the
Either
damage,
way.
which would be
7.
a 7. Okay, so,
So
it
a
went
10 would be higher.
Alright, he did make the con save, so he's still on the ceiling. He's still concentrating on being clung to the ceiling. Kethra.
Can I stealth from the levitating guy from my position?
Can you what?
Can I hide from him?
If you can get behind a rock or something, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So I'm going to hide from him so I can get advantage when I pop out.
Okay.
I'm going to pop out and hit him with my crossbow. Oh, guess I didn't need it, but
18 will hit.
oh yeah.
I think. Does he have shields? I don't think he does. Oh, he does have shield. Never mind. He'll use shield.
Damn it.
Get +5 is AC, so a magical shield barrier appears. Stops it.
Great.
You suck. And she jumps back.
He will go next. And he is going to cast a painfully intense ringing sound. Where's he going to cast it at? It's not a good spot. So I'm going to catch all three of you in there.
Shatter.
There's a 10-foot radius from the point. Oh dear, that's not a good.
That's not very big.
He can't catch. Let's see, what's the distance? 60? 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. Okay. He's actually going to cast it here to try to hit Talus and Kalinar.
Okay.
Since unfortunately you guys actually spread out quite well.
Didn't even know we were doing that.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. For the full damage?
Yeah, if you can succeed, you get half damage.
Okay.
So Talus, you take
I don't know
14.
if it matters, but Talus rolled an ability check. I don't know if you're.
Oh yeah, you need to roll the save.
I don't know if your saving is more or it's the same.
It's +3 on the saving.
Yeah, roll the save then. Alright, you both made the save, so you take 7 thunder damage each.
7.
There's a sharp ringing sound.
Ouch.
Shatters the ground, yeah. And as that goes off, all the stones, the whole ground begins to kind of shimmer for a second, and all the stones suddenly rise up a few feet off the ground.
Oh boy.
And Talus's turn. Yep.
What did we roll on Fog Cloud? How easy would it be for them to go through Fog Cloud?
Essentially, they have to perceive anybody in the fog cloud to attack them.
Okay. What if they try to move out of it? Do they know?
Moving through the fog cloud does nothing. They can move through it. I believe it just counts as difficult terrain, so technically causes them to take double movement to move through it. But if they have to locate anybody inside a fog cloud, it requires a perception check versus the target stealth check.
Okay. And is his shield still up? Since he cast shield right before the start of his turn, does that mean the shield's down now? Right?
I think it's up to the end of his next turn.
Yeah, I think that's the end of his next turn.
Oh wait, yeah, it's gone now.
Because he cast it during Kethra's turn, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, so it would be gone. Yeah. choices.
No more shield. I guess he can just cast another one, presumably, if he's got the slots.
I will cast Misty Step first.
Teleports away.
Teleport to here. And can I see what kind of creature this guy is on the ceiling?
He appears to be a person, a human, just with a golden mask, or it looks like a gold mask, and he's wielding a glaive as a weapon, and obviously appears to be a spellcaster of some sort.
Okay.
But is humanoid. Or human.
I guess I won't take that chance. I'll cast Fog Cloud in this area.
Okay.
To where the edge of the fog cloud is right in front of Kalinar.
How big is the cloud?
20
20-foot
Uh,
radius.
20-foot radius, so 40 feet in diameter.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Kalinar?
Excellent.
A fog cloud is enveloped.
Yes. So, if I go in there, do I have to roll to actually hit somebody?
You have to roll perception to find your target against their stealth check. And you have disadvantage on the perception check.
Okay. But if I stood, like, right here, would they be able to see me like I was outside of the fog cloud?
Right, so they can still come out there and attack you. It just takes them double movement to move in the fog cloud.
Okay. Instead...
But they would be considered blinded while in the fog cloud, so they would have disadvantage attacking.
Right. Kalinar turns to his allies and says, defeat this creature, I'll hold this horde off. And he casts... where's the spells? Shield of Faith on himself. And charges into the fog cloud.
Oh boy.
And also, I have to roll a perception check to even attack him.
Correct.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
they will
are
still.
not able to locate him in the cloud.
Gotcha. So is that the way it always goes? That they roll their stealth and I roll my perception and those two trade?
Yeah, that's the best method I could do was because it's like roll a perception check, and I could just create like a DC for it. I was like, well, let's make some difference and have them create a stealth check, even though they're not technically stealthing, but that's kind of what ends up happening.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, these guys will be rolling perception checks. I'm gonna say that the one guy is gonna engage. This guy will engage, and then these two will go 10, 20.
Now,
Right.
so how does this work? Do I need to roll a perception check for the
10.
engagement thing?
Yes.
Okay.
25.
This guy was technically adjacent to Kalinar whenever he was moving.
Yeah. So roll perception. I'll roll his
Perception. Okay.
stealth check as a response. If you can beat that, then you can take a... You can! So you can take
Attack.
an attack of opportunity
Okay.
as he comes by. You notice him slinking out through the fog.
Gotcha. Yeah.
As your reaction.
Good. Good.
Make a... Jesus! That dude walks by, attempting to sneak past you in the fog cloud, and you reach out with a sword and almost accidentally lop his head off.
That's yeah.
So he actually does not even make it out of the cloud. He kind of dies right there. This one makes it out of the cloud. The other two are still coming out. So two of them will need to make perceptions against Kalinar. So Kalinar, you roll stealth, and I'm just going to have you do it twice for the two.
Do you want to roll yours first, or
Yeah, I will.
can I beat a 5? I can.
Okay. And 12.
Can I beat a 12? I cannot.
Alright. That one will attack. 15? Not
Nope.
good enough. Alright, this one is
This
going
was
to
my
shoulder.
plan. We'll be engaged in a forever battle where no one hits anyone.
I don't think that
For
you
river battle.
didn't re-stealth after you attacked, right, Raymond?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I
so this one,
already used it.
this one will shoot you with a crossbow, and he comes around out of the fog.
What?
16.
What?
Shield comes up in
Blink.
response. Mary. So only one bandit or bringer of woe has come out of the fog cloud. You saw a head roll like out of the cloud over here, so you presume Kalinar's doing things.
That's how you know Kalinar's doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing work in there.
25. Wait, 25, 30. Technically, does that count as?
No, it's not count as flanking. It has to be melee.
Yeah.
Good try though. However, a 13 will actually hit him. You just don't get the crit.
Wow.
So that is 7. 6 will not hit him. 7 is actually massive damage though, so he has to roll for it. Which he fails miserably.
Yes, he does. Critical fail.
Critical fail. Although he rolls a 9, so he just can't take reactions now. Kethra, he looks extremely wounded though. Like, that attack nearly killed him.
Oh man, now you're making me choose. Well, I'm still going to go my initial plan and try to hide from the floating guy. Okay,
He's not floating.
And
He's
then-
he's like walking on the ceiling.
walk on snake. Fine. I hide from. Can I hide from him?
6 or
yeah,
1, half
that's
dozen.
fine.
And then I'm gonna pop out again and shoot my crossbow at him with advantage.
14 is not gonna hit actually.
No.
He doesn't even have to use his shield.
All right. Failed attempt.
Failed attempt. On his turn, he is going to cast. Let's see, 10-foot radius. That's not good enough. He'll cast another shatter spell, which is that piercing, ringing area effect one. This time he's gonna cast
More
it.
noise.
This time he's gonna cast at level 3,
Oh shit.
What?
What?
We're at
and fortunately I moved my circle.
new circle.
Yeah, 10-foot radius. Which is, I think, that size, 5, 10, yeah. He is very annoyed that he can't ever catch 2 of you in this fucking circle.
It's a big old room.
But he recognizes Talus as the magic user, so he's going to center it on Talus.
Oh dear. That's a
23
lot of
thunder
damage.
damage. Do you want to use?
That's-
I mean, if I don't save, I'm dead.
Well, do you have foresight dice that can help you here?
Divination?
Yeah. Any high numbers? No. that would have been a great. Yeah. Okay. And I hope you save.
I don't have reactions. Damn. All right, here it goes.
It's your concept.
Yes!
Oh, he makes it.
I just
Oh,
Talus is
man.
on his knees, his hands over his ears.
Yeah.
How much? How much damage?
Half damage. You made the save.
That's
Half rounded down or up.
Oh, yeah, it's always
Rounded
running
down.
down. So you take 11 damage.
Jeez. I'm down to 8 health.
Oh boy. It is your turn next, Talus.
All right. You know what? Let's try it. Let's do sleep at level 2 on that guy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ah,
27?
bad roll.
He is slightly damaged.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
he has more
Not
health than
enough.
that. Close, but no cigar.
Such a bad roll. All right.
That's about average.
Even with his 14 damage?
Yeah. It's close.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
Oh, you have.
Just move right there.
I guess
Alright.
you can't use your inspiration for anything, huh?
No, not on that.
Not for that case, yeah. He could have used it if he had gotten on the con save, if one of them had made it and the other one didn't. Eleanor.
Kalinar will, So if I were to do my one that gives me an advantage against a creature, would that count for my perception check?
I'd allow it.
Okay. Then the whatever robed figure right that he vaguely sees right in front of him, he points to him. You will face the wrath of Tyr. And he has advantage against that creature until he's unconscious.
Okay.
So now I'm going to try to perceive him through the fog cloud.
Roll a heart symbol on him.
Well, I didn't even need it. Okay. Can he roll higher than a 14?
No.
Oh, nice.
Cannot.
All right, I'm going to attack him. A 17. I'm glad I did it now.
Yes, a 17 will hit him. 10 will do some serious damage.
And as the sword strikes,
God damn it.
golden light shoots
Well,
down the
actually-
hilt.
Extra damage.
Extra damage. 14 extra damage.
Okay, that is a killing blow for sure.
That's a spell slot. Those were 2 spell slots, actually.
He's dead.
Alright, so he's going to take a step forward. Now, well, I guess the perception checks are just can you hit them. So I
Yeah.
guess I have to do a perception check as part of my second attack. Right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to try
have
to
to,
attack
you have to be able
this
to
guy in
target
the
them
back.
to attack, basically, and Fog Cloud makes it so you have to roll perception to target them. So
A 6. Can he beat a 6? Yes, he can.
yeah.
So I cannot locate him in the cloud.
All right. All 3 of these guys will attempt to perceive and attack you. So a 2. Can you beat a 2?
Can I roll higher than a 2?
Now you do have
Yes.
disadvantage on stealth checks, don't you, because of your armor?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I didn't think that applied here, but yeah, I do, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, technically that's what I'm using. Is it like can they find
Right.
you in the darkness, and having bulky armor kind
Okay.
of makes it easier for them to find you. But you still beat him there.
Yeah. Okay.
A 4. God.
I mean, a 4, even with
A 9 will beat it.
9.
How about an 18?
Can I roll just super good? Nope.
All right, the last one sees you and will attack. 21.
Balls. Okay. 21 will do it.
And finally, this one down here will attack Miri. 13.
Nope.
Dice. Back to Miri. At this point, you guys just hear like scuffles. Oh shit, that guy is murderized.
Bashed him upside the head.
Bashed him upside the head. Oops. Crazy.
I'll move back up here.
Okay. Catherine?
Alright, I'm going to hide again.
I think he's rolled that same roll every damn time.
And then I'm going to pop out here. Kind of mix it up a little bit.
Surprise.
Shoot my crossbow at him.
21. That'll hit. Presumably, I assume.
Yeah. That will hit. That is a lot of damage. 17.
Mm-hmm.
Balls. And then he has to roll concentration of, I guess 10 is still higher than half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, ignore that. That's the ringer blows. Con save.
Oh.
That's, oh, he barely gets it, a 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Still not seeing anything. But he looks like he took a big chunk of damage with that crossbow chunk. He is, like, blood is spilling out of him. In fact... he is going to move, what is it, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Oh, snap.
30,
Where'd he go?
and then he's gonna dash. Still running on the ceiling, by the way.
It's like a skittering.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I'm imagining The Exorcist now. Just,
Skitter, skitter. Talus.
I don't know where he went.
I saw all that happening, by the way.
Chase him down.
Talus charges heedlessly.
I can't see him no more.
He ran southeast. Kethler points. Over here.
Alright, Kethra. I don't think I'm going to chase him that far. Man. Alright. I'll firebolt the guy closest to me, next to Kalinar.
Alright, you do have to perceive.
Oh, yeah.
Something to attack creature inside the fog or outside the fog is extremely dangerous, potentially different targets, including allies. The attack is disadvantaged, and only a critical hit will find its target. Critical fail will randomly hit another target within the cloud. You are essentially blind firing into darkness.
Don't do that.
Never mind.
Shooting into the cloud, hoping you don't kill Cal.
I'll take the dash action then. Okay.
Kalinar?
Kalinar will continue his assaults on these foul creatures. I don't have anything. What do I? One last spell slot I have. Yeah, they're just men.
Just
Extra 1d4 radiant damage to my attacks.
Alright. You can call them foul creatures, it makes you feel better.
I call everything foul creatures.
Yeah. Small child, foul creature.
I'm attacking this one in the back.
Go. No, you're not.
You just stealth right out of it.
Fog Cloud giveth and Fog Cloud taketh away.
Yep. I'm just holding them off. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
over
same
here.
thing. 3 of them will try to attack you. 2.
A 2.
14.
14 will beat that.
13.
A 13. 4 will not beat that.
Alright, so that one, I'll go ahead and do that attack.
Okay.
21.
Balls. Yeah, 6 will hit.
And the last one is an 8.
Still.
9.
9 will beat
Alright, I average 1 out of 3 attacks.
that. Yep. And they always hit for some reason, even though I've got 19 fucking armor class.
That's true, the one that finds you.
Yep.
Miri. So the dude appeared to spider walk along the ceiling to the southeast. Talus is chased after him, and you hear the occasional clanging of swords coming from the fog cloud.
Okay, so I guess I'll just dash to where that other guy is. 5,
Nobody wants to
or
go.
run, or whatever. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and then 30. 1, 2, 35, 40. And since I did that, that takes up my action, right?
Yeah, the dash is an action.
That's it.
Kethra.
Damn it. My screen's all white right now. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to go here and hide from the guy.
Always hiding.
Yeah, always hiding.
Did I make
Okay.
it? I can't. 15?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And then I pop back out. 10, 15, 20, 25. I can't move anymore. 30. And I shoot my crossbow at him again.
Nope.
Terrible, terrible shot.
That was a
man.
misfire on the crossbow.
That was
The
a
bolt
pretty bad
like snapped in
misfire.
half.
Yeah. Alright, he
Is it my turn?
will. Yeah. He will move down here. Attempt to
What
run
is the
into what looks like
passage?
a little, disguised passageway. But is in fact a small tunnel.
On the ceiling?
Yeah, he can get to it on the ceiling. Well, he can run along the wall. The spider climb spell is what he's under effect, essentially. So lets him walk on walls. So he does a hilarious little thing where he goes in the ceiling, walks kind of over to the wall, goes down into the doorway of the tunnel, which takes quite a bit of his movement. But then he still has an action, and he will cast Earth Tremor right outside. Which is, I think, yeah, it's a 10-foot radius, so he's actually just going to cast it, like, right here, and it doesn't even hit anybody, but it does create a small cave-in right here behind him.
Does it require to hit?
It do.
What if he critically fails that?
Ooh, that could be interesting.
What if he rolls a 1?
I would have him
What
cast
if?
it, possibly on himself instead, by accident.
Make him
What
actually
if-
get behind him and block himself in.
What if Talus has foreseen this happening?
Uh-huh. What does Talus see happening?
Talus sees him critically failing.
And what is the effect of his critical fail?
He will cast it on himself.
Okay.
4
Really?
damage.
Really?
That's the one spell he just shits the bed on.
That was a
yeah.
critical fail, I suppose.
Mm-mm.
However, he does appear to be yelling and screaming a bit as the becomes kind of collapsed under his own stones. So
Is that the roll of saving?
Takes well, I'm essentially making him trapped in this thing, so he is becoming. He's essentially failing his dex save because he critically failed. I'm not letting him roll a dex save. So he is essentially trapped, stunned, whatever you want to call it, underneath rubble right now. On his own turn. So now it is Talos' turn.
Oh yeah.
I've got you now.
Do you think we want to interrogate him or just kill him?
I don't know.
It's up to you. Kalinar's too far away.
Yeah, I'm not there to pass judgment.
Where is he? Can I see him?
He went down this way.
He's yeah. Sorry, I didn't make the tunnel very well. He's
Okay, I see him.
yeah. He's literally like trapped under a bunch of rubble. There was a tunnel here, and it's kind of collapsed around him.
What do you think, Miri?
Interrogate him.
All right, I'll cast sleep again. This time with fewer die. But I can use my button now.
The screaming and movement of the rock suddenly ceases.
Good night, sweet prince.
He is at rest with his beloved rocks, crushing him.
It's very appropriate.
There's your black earth.
All right.
Kalinar.
I will continue my duel with these three rope men.
Has anyone ever done any damage?
Yeah.
They've done damage to him, and he's killed one of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna swig a health potion before I do any of that, though. Where is the health potions? There we go.
I'm just gonna go ahead and magically teleport you guys a bit closer.
Okay.
I want to wait a turn for everybody running back here.
9. I'll take my 9 hit points. Alright, I'm gonna try to perceive the same one I've been trying to perceive the last couple turns.
Perceive.
19! Surely he won't escape my perception. He will not. There we
Boy.
go.
Which one is that?
This one.
Alright.
And I add 4 to that.
He's heavily murderized.
Heavily murderized. Huzzah. Now I'm going to try to perceive this one. 14?
Yep, he
Yeah.
stubs his toe and yells loudly, so you can see him. You hear him quite well. Night, sweet Irene. That is another murder.
That only happens. That my cleave only happens once.
Ooh,
So
with one fell.
now that my teammates are taking care of the boss, now I'm cleaning the house.
Yeah, exactly. The last one will attempt to see you again because he's not even certain. Jesus. Just critical fail. He's not even aware that his buddies are dead. He's just still soldiering on. Miri.
So what's the rules?
Lifts
Okay.
the fog cloud.
The rule is that Talos lifts the fog cloud.
It's done.
And suddenly the bringer of OP pees himself.
Yep.
As he realizes
Oh,
he's the
shit,
only one
they're all
left
dead.
alive. Yeah. He says, oh, balls. That is definitely a hit. Oops. -6. The second one does not hit, but the first attack is actually massive damage. These guys don't have a lot of health. And he... 7, which is something. He has disadvantage on attacks till the end of his next turn, which I don't think he'll survive that long. Kethra.
5, 10, 15. Rapier.
To the back. There you go.
That'll end his life.
Back of the skull.
Back of the skull.
We have less than a minute to get him before he awakes.
You do, but let's go ahead and call it now because it is way beyond our time. But yeah, do think about what you want to be asking your prisoner because you have a sleeping boss entombed in some rocks.
My first act to manacle him to my wrist.
Damn it. So many manacle wrist moves. Okay, thank you guys for going over. I'm glad we got to make it through the dungeon. Thank you to Chris, Heather, Raymond, and Reese. I am Eric. We're here every Sunday evening doing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. The Princes of the Apocalypse. And the plot thickens with rocks and such. Have a good night. See you guys next week.
Can you give us XP?
Shit, you're right. I'll do that off the stream in a second.
People don't need to hear about XP.
I believe we level up.
I hope
Probably.
I think so.